going to begin this hour with new escalations in the conflict with Iran. The U.S. military put out this video overnight appearing to show Marines boarding an Iranian cargo ship accused of trying to evade the blockade. Now, Iran says this is a ceasefire violation. The regime also says that it never agreed to talks announced by President Trump. Imtiaz Tyab is in Islamabad, where those talks are supposed to take place. And also, he recently gained rare access to the Strait of Hormuz. Imtiaz, I saw your piece on the Strait of Hormuz. Good job on that. What can you tell us about these talks?
Gayle, good morning. We're good to be with you. The stakes here in Islamabad could not be higher. Now, we were here just over a week ago when the highest level talks between Iranian and American officials in nearly 50 years broke down after that marathon 21 hours of talks without a deal. Now, all the core issues still remain, like Iran's nuclear program and enrichment capabilities, as well as its proxies across the region, including in war-battered Lebanon, where a shaky ceasefire with Israel now holds. Now, overnight, Tehran signaled it may not even return to the negotiating table, accusing Washington of, quote, acts of aggression after an Iranian merchant ship was attacked and seized by U.S. forces in the Strait of Hormuz as it attempted to cross a naval blockade. Now, the narrow waterway remains the key sticking point, and journalists have been banned there from entering the strait since the start of the war. But we were able to gain rare access by posing as tourists. And as we sailed through, we saw crystal clear blue water, rugged coastline, and at one point had dolphins following us. And then we saw ship after ship after ship just sitting there. For over 7 weeks now, cargo ships and tankers have barely moved through the most important energy corridor in the world. So as talks resume here in Islamabad, if they resume, the question is whether diplomacy can get that traffic moving again or whether it's a return to all-out war. Gayle.
Yeah, nobody wants all-out war. MTS, before you go, so how likely do you think the talks are going to happen now that the Iranians are saying very clearly, nope, we have no plans to resume?
Yeah, things are really uncertain. And it has to be said, ahead of talks like this, both sides will often raise the temperature to gain leverage over each other. So this kind of brinksmanship isn't unusual. But this time, things are far more serious. The U.S. attack and seizure of the Iranian vessel is a major escalation. And it's already strengthening hardliners in Tehran who are opposed to any kind of talks in the first place. That said, Iran's top negotiators do want a path out of this conflict. If they believe there's a credible deal on the table, they're likely to show up here in Islamabad. But the stark reality is a lot can change between now and when those talks are supposed to begin.
Wow. Well, I know you're on top of it. We thank you reporting from Pakistan.